In any location or city, odd and strange occurrences, deaths, crimes, or events can lead to some interesting reports. There are beliefs that death and even crimes of intensity can leave behind some interesting energy or paranormal activity. Typically, ghosts, schools, or the paranormal will tend to be in super old locations. However, as this may be the case with old haunted houses, other locations that are even newer can have paranormal activity and stay at a location that has the weary traveler stay every night. The Omni Hotel here in Austin, Texas fits in this category as it resides in what is called the Austin Center, which was built in 1984 and has always had a hotel building on the property. Extravagant and massive, the Omni Hotel was originally the Radisson Plaza turned into around 1992, with 16 floors, 600,000 square feet, 15 elevators, standing as tall as 226 feet. This building has a full acre of glass on the outside showing an interior of the 200-foot atrium. Despite being an amazing modern marvel, a number of reports from ghost hunters, travelers, and former employees have called out many strange activities, specifically in relation to one spirit named Jack. Many outlets and cases have reported that occurrences of temporary residents have felt an uneasy feeling of being watched outside and inside the rooms, touching sensations on the residents' face, cheeks, as well as movement in their bed while sleeping. Other cases reported that individuals in the distance will see shadows or ghostly apparitions on the balcony and even in close quarters in their rooms. A few other cases have mentioned that they have seen the apparition of Jack even wandering across the hotel. No official case has been recovered, however the story has been told similarly in a few different internet reports. Around 2014, a man named Jack Miller was temporarily traveling and residing in the Omni as the lonely door-to-door salesman. Around 2014, a man named Jack Miller was temporarily traveling and residing in the Omni as a lonely door-to-door salesman. This type of career is prior to the more of the normal sales of Amazon or the internet as the norm for consumers. Jack was trying to make it work selling wares as he traveled from state to state. The story goes that Jack was down on his luck as his credit cards were maxed out staying at the Omni, with sudden news of his wife leaving him due to so much traveling and neglect of his marriage. Once hearing the news, Jack went into a drunken frenzy, falling asleep into the next morning in his room. Banging on the door from the hotel staff reminded him of his checkout time and final payment. Jack then took it upon himself, understanding he wouldn't be able to pay for his bill and not having anything left at home, threw himself over the balcony of his special requested room. Jack died due to the fall and impact. Hotel staff were understandably hesitant to clean out his room with such a crime being committed after the police looked over the scene. The room, however, would still not be cleaned due to constant feelings of dread and uneasiness, as staffers would continue to stop cleaning the room due to feeling that the room was still occupied by a ghostly presence. Once the room was opened up for residents to stay in, many individuals would report they could see shadows or curtains move by themselves with no windows opened. Neighbors to the room would also report sounds or even someone moving heavily against the ground and floor. The room, however, would still not be cleaned due to constant feelings of dread and uneasiness, as staffers would continue to stop cleaning the room once they start, due to the feeling that the room still felt occupied by a ghostly presence. This would take over 3 months for them to actually fully complete and clean the room to allow others to temporarily stay in the room. To this day, Jack's tab can supposedly still be found within the Omni Hotel system of his tab not being paid. Neighbors to the room would also report sounds or even someone moving heavily against the ground and floor once after it was already confirmed that residents have left the room. The Omni Hotel is still in operation, and you can even request to stay next or in Jack's room to find out these reports for yourself. I would say in the believability scale, this would range in the 3 out of 5 star range, as the numerous accounts and sources are able to be identified during the time of the occurrences and additional reports leading up to the current day. Due to the sheer amount of reports, leaves this tale and story to have some believability in such a recently made structure in the heart of Texas. No official case file has been found on the internet, as the APD public records can only go back to 2019 online. Thanks for watching the First Eye View as we look at the unknown, the spiritual, and extraterrestrial cases of the world. Feel free to add any comments if you have any additional information on this case. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as more cases and tales are revealed in the next video.